This year's Triennial sees the greatest ever presence of Indigenous Australian artists. 5 out of 7 Australian artists in APT7 are Aboriginal. Shirley Macnamara, Lorraine Connelly-Northey, Timothy Cook, Daniel Boyd and Michael Cook. This illustrates the continuing vibrancy and relevance of Aboriginal art in an international context, with all artists making significant contributions to the exhibition's dialogues. Daniel Boyd's series of dot paintings use the technique as a lens through which we can view an abstracted world, one in which our access to information is reduced and impaired, leaving us to ask questions of what still remains. Boyd links Aboriginal stories to Pacific narratives through the double-edged sword of colonial endeavour and various deprivations of information, culture, language, land and history. However, he provides a redemptive glimmer in the information left behind, which we must find and use to recreate images, essentially an act of rebuilding, the task that's left behind for so many communities today. Similarly, Michael Cook's iconic works from the photographic series Civilised present Australian colonial experiences as those shared with many throughout the region. He muses on the first encounters between European explorers and Indigenous people. Empire building is questioned by asking what makes a people truly civilised. Timothy Cook looks to the skies in his large-scale canvases, in which he reveres the moon god Jabura and the Tiwi Kulama ceremony. He introduces his own personal worldview through Christian symbolism and multiple layers of meaning, which speak to the dramatic changes that traditional societies are undergoing and the constantly evolving identities engendered by these changes. Lorraine Connelly-Northey's giant scrap metal bags also articulate ideas of change and tradition and the rebuilding of culture, history and memory from fragments. Her rusty sculptures bring beauty to the detritus of our civilization and reflect her country and regional Australia. Shirley Macnamara's ephemeral dwelling, made from spinifex grass and a turpentine bush that grows in abundance on her cattle property near Mount Isa, relates to the theme of structures explored throughout APT7 and signals an Aboriginal interest in a revival and extension of local traditions. The 5 artists in APT7 highlight a broad range of Aboriginal experience, from remote, regional and urban contexts. Their works enter dialogues about maintenance and about change, in tradition, colonial and family histories, political struggle, and the reinvigoration and renaissance of culture. These artists, like the Indigenous artists in previous Asia-Pacific triennials, make strong statements about Aboriginal life and issues of significance to their people, but most importantly, all speak more broadly to ways of life, politics, and change across the Asia and Pacific regions.